Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Planning Committee, Brady Town Council, being held in the Pavilion, Monday, 13th of July. I have some procedural routes to go through, and then we'll carry on going through the agenda items. Apologies for absence, please.
Apologies have been received from Councillor Lindsay now.
And any declarations of members' interest?
So RDC, I am on development. And as such, I won't be voting.
Okay. And I also have to declare an interest on item 5.20. So the Vice Chairman will take over. Okay. That's fair.
And non-committee.
Non-committee members attending, please. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Oh, we did. Minutes of the previous meeting approved on for the meeting of 22nd of June. All in agreement with those being acceptable as true record? Agreed? Thank you. Item number 4 is a public session to receive representation from members of the public. I am aware that a number of people want to speak on particular items, so we will let the members of the public speak when their relevant item comes up. We've received the planning application. May I suggest, with the committee members' approval, we change the agenda so that the first item on the agenda is item 5.2, which is the land between Napier Road and Wellington Road. Item number 2 will be 5.11, land north of 3242 Great Wheatley, and item number 3 will be 5.22, land north of Hambro Close. Members all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I believe, Mr. Harvey, you wish to speak on this item. You will be given 2 minutes, and Karen will tell you when you've got 30 seconds left. Okay?
Sorry. As chair of Wellington and Nelson Action Group, I'm here to object to this application. Every reference I raise tonight is drawn directly from documents held on Rochford District Council's own planning and other bodies, and is available for committee to verify. I trust that you all have seen and read our detailed email that was sent out to you today.
Yeah.
Okay. First, and most importantly, this site itself has a documented flooding history. This is not a catchment concern, it's a site condition. Part of the application site is itself on record as having flooding. This is before a single additional roof, driveway or road is added. With reference to Anglian Water's asset map, I have the numbers, the site has historically been used to discharge surface water from over 40 hectares of urban development. Essex Highway Works reference, I have the reference, relates to the Napier Road culvert, which, with no interconnections to Blower Coast, carries surface water from over 60 hectares of urban development and arable farmland, and is primarily responsible for flooding that also affects Blower Close. Records go back to 2013, and this has sat on Rochford District Council's own flood advisory group agenda since March 2014. Over a decade of acknowledged unresolved failure on the immediate adjacent to the application site. The budget estimate. Right. The actual to rectify the problem of the culvert, which is causing the flooding, will be costing between 3 million and 6 million. On a culvert approximately 650 metres long, part owned between Essex Highways, Rochford District Council, and Anglian Water. Other than that, I can't do.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Harvey.
Thank you.
Moving on to members, we all had, I assume, and had read the forms from the Wellington and Nelson Road Action Group. Have anybody got any questions that have come to light after reading this?
There is another document we photographed and we would like to leave with you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, fine. Any items?
Just a comment, Chair, if I may.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything that the speaker this evening has said. I think it needs to be noted at this meeting, the number of objections that are on the Shropshire District Council website, to give this benefit feeling. And, in my own personal view, I think it's again, overdevelopment on Greenbelt.
okay, thank you. Any other comments? Come on.
When this particular site first came forward, was it not for a substantial amount more homes than the 87 that are written there?
Yeah.
And any particular reason why? Was it two plots of land or is another plot of land coming forward?
I have no knowledge or information to that effect. I don't know why it changed.
If you could no comment on please.
Okay, but, I think in line with our usual policy regarding development on greenbelt lands, unless anybody's in a disagreement with what I say, I will propose, and I'm open to comments, that we have listened to the residents' concern and endorse the recommendation for their refusal as stated in their recommendation resolution at the end of their technical assessment. Agreed?
Yeah, I just want to comment that I'm the councillor on this, and I am very uncomfortable about this development coming forward, and I'm really, really delighted that all the hard work that you've put into the background to get this insightful information around it. So yes, I'm quite happy to go along with your proposal, Chair.
I don't think there's anything else that we can add that you haven't already very satisfactorily covered. So, thank you. Sorry.
I think that if we do vote to refuse it, which looks like we're going to, then we can make a representation from the town council when it comes up in front of the district, can't we?
We can do, but I think
If we're required to.
we can, but I suggest, and it's only a personal view, but I'll be guided by the rest of the committee, that there is usually more passion and more commitment from people that are going to be directly involved in that. I have no problem going along supporting Mr. Harvey if he's the one that stands or wants to speak to them, but I think it would be better for an actual resident to do the presentation. I would also add to make sure that any information that you've submitted to us is forwarded to Rochford. Any further information that you generate is also forwarded to Rochford.
I was just going to do an add-on there, so we'll just see how that goes, Chair. But yeah, if it's necessary, you can go and represent Royster's Great Town Council and say we are with the residents.
No problem with that at all.
Brilliant.
Anything else? Okay, we'll have an official vote on this if it makes people more comfortable. I've made a proposal. All those in agreement? Let's go again. Yeah, carried unanimous. Anybody that's involved with the Nelson Road, Wellington Road development are very welcome to stay. If you want to go, please make your exit.
Yeah, I am at the moment, I'm just waiting.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah,
No, thank you very much.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please, thank you.
Right, we now move on to the development
That's isn't it?
on Great Wheatley's, We're facing a very similar situation, members. We've had a very comprehensive report submitted to us by Mr. Livermore. I don't know if there's anybody from the Wheatley Action Group who wants to speak. Sir.
Good evening, My name's David Livermore. I'm speaking on behalf of Wheatley Action Group against this application to build 152 homes on land off Pontins. That's that little close, just off Spring Gardens, you may know. I know you don't decide this application here, but your recommendation carries weight with RDC, and I'm here today asking you to recommend refusal on the applicant's own evidence. First, the protected greenbelt land that it is, and it only loses that protection if the applicant provides that it meets grey belt state. A matter that the council's own evidence and the applicant's consultants don't agree on. Unless it is grey belt, the applicant must show various special circumstances outweighing the harm which their own evidence already rates as high. Second, part of this site is in flood zone 2, which has been dismissed with no supporting evidence. An area in zone 3 was left completely unaddressed. We asked Anglian Water directly what they know about this catchment. Their words, not ours. Additional flow here represents an unacceptable environmental risk. Third, Rayleigh Weir. I guess everyone in this room knows that queue. The applicant's own transport assessment shows that we're already over capacity, worsening in every scenario that they model. While their own report claims that all junctions have spare capacity. Lastly, I wish to, if I had time, I'd talk about the danger of this development that it will bring to the Rayleigh school children walking to their sports field and their swimming pool, and the single tiny pavements in Great Wheatley Road. Anything other than an incompetent desktop review would have highlighted all these dangers. So this is the pattern running through this application. Confident conclusions the applicant's own evidence don't support.
Thank you, Mr. Livermore. Thank you. Okay, members, I think we've all had the opportunity to see another technical assessment that is extremely in-depth. Any questions on what you've read, what you've heard? Richard?
Application first came forward, I believe, in 2017. The applicant, when he got refused, then went dormant for quite a number. I think it's very speculative that they're actually coming back and having a look at the situation within the Rochford district, that they actually believe they've got a chance. My concerns are there's an awful lot of developments that are being refused and then going to appeal, and unfortunately, due to the situation, those appeals are being overturned. We've got to look at it very carefully that we can only refuse on planning matters going forward. So we have to be, and I know a lot of work has been done by the group and by other councillors to make sure that we can look at this properly and then come with the proper conclusion. So I would bring in the fact that in 2017, and then there's been a gap of some 9 years. During that 9 years, they haven't been in the particular group, haven't been particularly interested, and now because of what's happening in the district, they suddenly are.
Well, we can certainly include your comments.
So I think that we can again object on the material planning considerations and the fact that it was refused previously. So the fact that it is on Greenbelt is a material planning consideration, and also the road access. I mean, they've proposed this development with one road in and out that's already off a single road that's in and out, and it's just not got enough. It's not got good enough access. So I think the road access on the side of the development is possibly considered.
Well, I think here we go again. The Wheatley Action Group have done a very comprehensive assessment of refusal. I would suggest, as I did in the previous case, that we will not support this application. We will include in our objections comments made by Councillor Linden. And the proposal, as I say, is exactly the same as before, that we have listened to the comments and endorsed the recommendations from the Wheatley Action Group for refusal.
Yeah.
And I'm seconded for that.
I second that.
All in favour? The comments we made about Rochford District Council making any application, any information you can put through to Rochford and be at the planning meeting.
Yeah.
I would suggest again that I'm quite happy to come along, but I would suggest the lead better to be a resident rather than just a councillor.
Yeah, I understand. But I'd love you to come along and speak.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not a problem. Okay, anything else, gentlemen?
Thank
We've refused the application from our point of view. You're very welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you wish to, or otherwise you may leave.
I'll just wait for the next one.
Oh, how exciting.
Right, now we'll go on to the planning application for the development land north of Hambro Close, Hambro Hill. There was due to be a speaker. I don't think anybody else has come along from Hambro Hill tonight. No. Jill Waite was intended to be here, but is not well and is unable, but she has forwarded a statement which she has requested that we read out. I have no problem reading this out and briefing to them. I am speaking in place of Jill Waite, who is unwell, and on behalf of the Hambro Hill Community Group regarding planning application 26/00382/4. We recognise that appropriate facilities for outdoor sport and recreation, including equestrian use, can be acceptable in Greenbelt. However, the National Planning Policy Framework says such facilities must preserve the openness of the green belt and must not conflict with its purposes. We believe these purposes go to a step too far. The applicant describes the tea room as a simple self-service facility with kettle, fridge and microwave. Yet the plans show a substantial purpose-built tea room, indoor seating and a rooftop viewing deck with seating for around 36 to 40 people. That scale does not appear genuine, incidental or subordinate to support the stables. Under MPPF paragraph 153 and 154, inappropriate development is harmful to the green belt and should not be approved unless an exception applies or very circumstances clearly outweigh the harm. We do not believe the scale and visitor facility design of this tea room and viewing deck have been adequately justified as an appropriate equestrian facility. We are also concerned about highways. The private access already serves several existing uses, including commercial storage, educational and equestrian activity. There appears to be no robust cognitive assessment of the extra cars, horse boxes, delivery and visitor movements or their interaction with pedestrians and the public right of way. MPPF paragraphs 116 to 118 require highway safety and cumulative network impacts to be properly assessed. We therefore respectfully ask the Town Council to do two things: recommend refusal on green belt scales and the cumulative highway safety grounds. If the application goes before Rochford District Council Planning Committee, please attend to speak in support of the Town Council's recommendation. Thank you for your time. Okay?
Yeah.
You've all seen a number of these other items that have been submitted to us. I'm sure we've all had the opportunity to read those. Here we are again, another development on a green belt piece of land. We haven't had all the technical assessments that we've had on the previous two cases, but I think this comments from Jill Waite, and in light of the issues put down on this letter, clearly indicate a genuine concern, and anybody that knows that area can support the views that have been expressed in this correspondence.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions, then go.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'm really concerned about anything going on Greenbelt in our area. One, because we haven't got anything substantiated that we need any of these developments, etc. But in this particular case, we're setting a precedent. So if we pass anything on Greenbelt, we have then set it up so that people can come and developers in the future say, well, you did it here, so we can do it there. So I am massively against any of these things going forward. Thank you, Chair.
Bill?
Thank you, Chair, for letting me speak. My view might be unpopular, but actually I have no objection to this whatsoever. There is a distinct lack of equestrian facilities in, particularly in Rayleigh, most definitely in our area. And I think that this will be a good thing. However, there is a caveat on that. In that I agree that there needs to be a highway safety assessment carried out because of exactly where this proposal is.
I agree with you 100%.
Access to a plan.
Oh, there you go.
That's the location in the red.
There's a sort of long and winding path leading here.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Yes. And the access road is where they currently put in for the traffic cars for depot.
So you see, Chair, in my view, once the vehicles are off the road, people aren't going to really know that they're there. It's just getting them off the road.
I think there is, again, a personal view. I think there is a genuine concern, not only a development which may be excessive in regard to greenbelt land. I would suggest that we refuse this application at present because actually the plans are very not detailed enough. And we know that there's a proposed housing development going there as well. So we know that's at present. My recommendation is that we decline or we vote against this development at this stage. A, because of the greenbelt land, but also lack of planning or maps that we can give it further evidence. If they're resubmitted, then we can reconsider the application. But at the moment, I don't think there's enough evidence to support this application. I don't know if anybody wants to comment on that.
Just to come back on what I said, I totally agree with Councillor Wilson around the equestrian. We are massively lacking in the area. I know lots of horsey people and they're struggling to stable their horses. It's just the tea room and all the other bits and pieces. And as you quite rightly have identified, there's other speculative planning issues going on, and it just isn't strong enough for me to suggest that we should plough forward on that at this time.
So I've made a proposal. Do I have a second for that? We go to a vote on this at this present time. Are in favour? James, I guess, or not voting?
I'm abstaining.
Yeah, abstain. I'm abstaining. Okay. Okay. That's the three. Now we'll be going back, ladies and gentlemen, to our agenda proper. I'll say goodnight.
But it's in such an area where it's going to be
We can, members, if we can carry on. Item 5.1, Limehouse Nursery Development at the Drive in Rayleigh. The outline planning application. I don't know if members want to see a plan of this one. As I understand it, it's a brownfield site. But it's one of these brownfield, grey site, green belt, a complete scenario that it could be described as anything as it stands at the moment. There is a business already on it.
401.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask that. Just to make sure. Opposite,
It's not, is it?
opposite Miller and Carter.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do members think? I'm just seem to be doing quite a lot of talking at the moment. Do any members have any views on this?
Very strongly, Chair, as again, until I get evidential that we have a demand in our area for this level of housing when we're already gridlocked through all our facilities, our doctor's surgeries, our schools and the whole 9 yards. I'm not prepared to support any of these big developments in any shape or form.
I think this application has been around for a while, hasn't it?
Sure.
In different guises.
But there's a simple formula, all these new housing estates that are coming forward, everyone has to sign up for our council tax and say where they've come from. It's a really easy grab of data. Yeah, we're not doing it and we're not proving whether there is local demand for these houses. Or is this for something else? And with what's going on with the government at the moment, with all the changes they've put through planning as well, I'm very uncomfortable about pushing any of these big ones forward. And they're not bringing anything to us. They're not bringing anything. They're not putting a doctor's surgery. They're not helping out with the community.
No, before we start talking about doctor's surgery, it's not up for developers to bring doctor's surgeries.
No, I understand all of this, David. I've been on the training. I wish that a lot of others had been as well, and then that'd be really useful for this committee, right? But in essence what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're trying to say that it's down.
Packaging to support community.
And it's not down to the developer to decide whether we need more schools or more doctor's surgeries. You know that. So
That's why we should be engaging with the developer right at the very beginning.
it's not our responsibility, as I understand it. This is the responsibility of the local education authority and the local health authority to know what they demand. Richard.
Relevance or not relevance, the company that's actually applied for this was formed in 2019 and it has remained a dormant company ever since. It hasn't traded, it's got no financials. Just a little concerned who they are and what they propose going forward. I say the relevance that is not regarding the application, but it is very concerning that a dormant company has actually applied for.
I don't think that comes into the conversation. Our decision is whether we want to support this application or not support it, or make a comment that we, in light of it's potentially a brownfield, it's potentially a greenfield, it's potentially a greyfield site. Where do we stand on this? Now, I think my gut feeling is until more information is submitted to us, we have to withhold our recommendation one way or the other.
That's kind of where I was going to go because, I mean, if they are putting in an application for 142 dwellings, then that's over the threshold of 100 dwellings where they're then able to make contributions for more seats in the local
Yeah.
area. So, and it's not on a green belt place, it's grey or brown or whatever colour it is. It's not doing anything very useful at the moment, really. So if we had to build some houses, maybe that would be a place to consider to build houses. So I don't have any particular objection, but again, until we get more information, perhaps we should. I would be saying or making not a comment.
Yeah, I think. Bill,
Okay. Read this through and you look at what's going on with planning at the moment. I think this is not likely to get turned down when it gets to district. However, what my concern is, yet again, is traffic. The Eastwood Road is notorious for having pedestrians overtaking you when you're in your vehicle. Now I know that much like Crown Hill Road, let's be honest on that. But I did like the fact that there was a provision for self-build. I noted the word provision. There's lots of good things said it's going to happen, but actually they're all the things that the developer could knock out as he goes along. So I agree, we need a lot more detail as to what their firm proposal will be as opposed to a provision of and maybe.
well,
May
I suggest, and here we go again, we will not support this application until further evidence and plans are submitted to this council.
We're not objecting,
No.
we're not supporting.
No. Okay. Do I have a seconder? Bill, all in favour? Great, fine, thank you very much. Now we're moving on to 5.3.
Just another, hold on.
Here we go. We think this is a development from what we can ascertain in a piece of greenbelt land. But it's not very clear on the Rockford District Council site. I think we can kick this one around similar to the previous one. Again, all we've got is this information. It appears to be on greenbelt land. And again, I know this sounds like I'm just being negative all the time, that we cannot support this application until further information is supplied to us. Filmer.
I agree. I'd also like to know, as there is much confusion on the district website as to whether it's 18 or 21 mobile phones are being proposed, depending on which part you read. So it starts off by saying 18, then goes on to 21 and mentions 18 and then 21 further down as you're reading off. So I'm not actually too sure what the number is.
And again, this Gypsy Travellers site's numbers is dictated to the district council, I believe.
Exactly, yeah.
So, Richard, do you want to comment?
Just quickly, one, we do have an issue that we do have to find sites for gypsy and travellers. If you go down the 127 at the night time, when it does get dark, this whole site is lit up, and I believe it's hard standing already there. If the caravans aren't already in situ, I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, let's say, unless anybody's got any objections, I think we just say again, we cannot support this application until further information is submitted.
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
second that one?
Yeah.
Bill, in favour? Yeah, okay. Right. Francis Lane, demolition of existing garages, we objection. Have we had any objections to this one submitted to anybody? Anybody seen, heard anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Do you want to see a plan or?
I'm happy for this to proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal, yeah, normal procedure, thank you.
Agreed.
Agreed, thank you. Now we're on to Regent Close. Again, two-storey site extension. Again, we've had no If those comments come in anywhere, nothing.
Nothing to the audience.
So, again, no comment, subject to plot planning approval.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Good. Now we're on to 135 Ball Lane. Here we are again.
Use that station.
Sorry, it's 23 Sadie Front, sorry. Front dormer, extension, new cladding, no objections, no comment, no objections? Okay, thank you. Sorry. Now on to 5.7, 135 Ball Lane. That road for extension, going, no comments,
Objection.
no objections?
Nobody's come to me.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll go with that way. We're all in agreement. Okay. 2A Orchard Avenue, partial demolition garage. You can all read this. Again. No, nothing. Anybody? No? Okay, thank you. Land rear of 80 Trinity Road. Subdivide a block, construct a self-build, one capacity. Can we just, have you got a plan? Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Is that what they wanted it to look like?
Yeah.
Is it on a corner or something?
Yeah, it's on the corner.
So I'll get it on the corner.
Chair to the clock, have they said this is for a family member or something like that? Is that why they subbed it out? They're gonna put a family member in
We
there.
don't get, I think where it says the 80 there,
Yeah.
that's on Trinity Road.
Mm.
Then this is Church Road down the side here.
Mm.
So they're going inside on Church Road at that corner plot.
Mm.
Wow.
I just had concerns that it was supposed to development.
It looks like land development, doesn't it?
Yes, there's a few examples of that around Bailey, though.
Yeah, and some of them have proved to be very successful and won't do.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Just say a number of these that have come forward and been refused have gone forward to appeal and have been overturned on the,
Yeah.
on appeal, so the.
yeah, so there's the house is here on Trinity.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
think, and I think unfortunately they're very sympathetic to appeals these days.
And they're very similar to what's opposite over the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say sometimes it can be said for a family member, in
Yeah,
there,
you don't
can't
get-
But that's not the point.
they? It's a one bed, isn't it? It's not like pushing it.
In 2 years' time, yeah.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time, they move out.
They'll be happy with the
They will.
relation.
What do we feel, members? Do we support this?
No, I think there's quite a few of these around Bailey, and if they think that they can build it and someone will buy it, then I don't
We've
think that's that much out of place with the rest of it.
Okay. We have no comment, no objection to this application.
Oh. Agreed.
Okay, everybody in agreement?
Yeah.
No objection? Right, 52 Wyburns Avenue. Rear extension, parapet. Okay, don't think you've got any comment, no? Yeah, cool. We've done 511, 512 Dorset Road, single story rear extension to link the existing outbuilding.
Retrospect,
It is,
it's already done.
so. No objections.
No.
513, move existing conservatory extension, etc. Again. Not see any issues there. Okay.
3,
514. Proposed single extension. Again, 122 Louis Drive West. Can't see any great problems there. Okay.
It's actually two properties away from me on the other side, so I would have heard if there's any objections.
You'd make one.
We take that as 5.138, please. Two to 5.13. The reason I asked just.
Yeah. Yeah, I think another agenda came out.
Yeah.
And one is 1.53A and other people have got 5.14.
Next day, doing it the first
But
time.
we'll let
Yeah.
Karen put it in, but we will refer we'll go to the addresses.
Yeah.
This is 122 Louis Drive West.
Yeah.
Okay, no objection,
Station.
right? We're now talking about 144 Eastwood Road, proposed two-story rear side extension, first floor dormer.
Byford.
No objection.
Again, no objections.
That's like a big one, I think the neighbours objected, they
With,
would have,
All the other houses down there are kind of big, and they've already done it.
Yeah.
Already done it, they kind of stick out.
Now we're on to 8 Mount Avenue. Proposed tip gable lot. Again, pretty routine stuff.
yeah,
Agreed.
Thank you. 3 Kendall Close. Again, pretty routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, agreed.
Now we've got the kennels. At 256 Dorothy Road. This is a change of use, as you can see, going from the kennels to a cattery.
Oh,
It's pretty much just a change of use.
Yeah, a bit of refurb.
Yeah, I don't think we could have any objections, subject to approval. I assume that the animal welfare people may want to have some involvement in that. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I don't think we've got any objections, subject to approval by the animal welfare. Richard?
So I'll just take it in, they want to form a vehicle access and erect a new boundary gates and fencing. Where's that going on to?
Well, I think it's all part of the same site, isn't it?
So it's an existing site.
Yeah,
Why would they need to form a new access?
because I think they want, as I understand it, and
Here we are.
that they want to change the structure from kennels to a cattery.
Cats need a different entrance.
They may need a different structure.
They need a bigger flat.
There you go, then.
Yeah, they get more density cats, can't they?
Yeah. Structure.
It's a big swingy gate. New grass free, big.
Said I'm not, it's just the fact it's there.
Yeah,
It's just
no.
that sometimes when I see things in there like that, it's just like, it's hiding something else, but if it's completely genuine, no issue.
We've got nothing to support with anything else other than what they,
Maybe they've been waiting to do it for ages and now swapping use, they'll pop that in at the same time.
right. Now we're into land rear of 127 Bull Lane, I believe Brackendale. Now this might be quite interesting, this one.
We've not had this one up before.
Yeah, we have.
I think we have.
It's not one I've been involved in, I haven't seen it, but if you've got any knowledge, I think,
Has been a proposal for some time. I don't know whether it's. I've not seen it actually come forward, but it has been discussed at some considerable time now regarding building on that land.
I mean, obviously the houses would now be in Brackendale. On that, in the far right-hand
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Well, it's a quiet enough road, there isn't any issue regarding, transport access into it. I'm not quite sure what effect it will have on the other side of that.
I mean, no, I mean, the access will, as you say, Richard, will be quite routine. And as we've had, well, I don't appear to have seen any objections to this proposed development. Nothing at all.
Which you'd think they would
Yeah.
down there.
It may, I mean, you could argue there may be some backland development, but if the residents want to sacrifice some of their back garden, but it's not gonna impinge on how the other neighbours, because the access is gonna be down another road.
It's very unsightly at the moment, so maybe they're saying it's actually a better.
And unless anybody's, I think,
Doesn't seem to encroach.
on anybody or anything,
No.
no.
The access will be from the top there, will it?
It would be down Brackendale,
Yeah.
which is a small close, and it's, the houses are built on the left-hand side and round the corner. The right-hand side, there is nothing. So I can't see any big issues there. No? Okay, yeah, we're quite happy to go with this one?
Yeah, great.
Okay, thank you very much. I will now declare an interest in site 3335 Castle Road, and councillor Burton will take over as chair of this one.
So this is proposed to demolish an existing semi-detached house and all outbuildings and erect a detached house and a block of 5 flats with associated car park bin and cycle stores. And if we can get off a picture of that, and I think that's been up before, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
This application not first starts at 12, then went down to 9.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's actually, I don't know whether it's come before this committee before, but I do believe it's been discussed elsewhere.
I'll go there.
That's Family Powers Committee before.
I was looking at your substitute chair.
Thank you, location.
Councillor Lisa Newport.
How many bedrooms are the flats? Are they one bed flats or
It
two bed
says-
flats?
Erect a detached house and a block of 5 flats. 5 number flats with
believe-
associated car park bin and cycle
I
store.
believe they're 1 and 2 bedrooms. The original application was, but that was for 9, now they're for 5, so.
I think, just to clarify something that councillor Linden said, I don't think it came up with the flats before in another committee. It was just for the house at the front. Just for the house at the front. This is new. The flats.
This is demolishing the existing semi-detached house.
But it's the detached house that was put forward before without the flats.
So a house at the front of that and then flats at the back. Councillor Ian Wilson.
It doesn't seem to be a very much car parking space there.
No.
I don't know if there is a legal requirement, sure there is a legal requirement for bedrooms against housing, against parking spaces, but there's 5 spaces there. There's the detached house and 9 and 5 flats, so.
The other side of that red line at the top there is also the care home, residential home,
Britain Court, yeah.
Britain Court, so they're obviously, I don't know what they're gonna be overlooking or. Sorry, I'm not looking at you, councillor Sparring, I'm looking at councillor Vernon, she's obviously chairing.
Chair, vice chair, I can't see the map properly. Can we see how many bedrooms are in those flats? Because that more than likely will bring up the amount of parking spaces necessary.
Councillor Lisa Newport.
I don't think they have to provide parking for flats when they've got
2 bedrooms.
no, when they've got a public car park,
Okay.
which is right next to it. By the look of that map, it looks like the public Castle Road car park is right next door.
So it's my understanding that any buildings in a town, particularly flats, do not have to have parking spaces provided for them, but I could be wrong.
I mean, this would set quite a precedent to demolish existing semi-detached houses and change all that. What's in that space at the moment? They're gardens, I suppose.
It's actually, there's a lot of outbuildings, and there's a mausoleum, and there's all sorts of, my concern, you've already got, on Castle Road, you've already got quite a number of, apartment blocks, stroke flats, already,
Precedents, mate.
residents across the road, down the bottom.
Is there any impact on highway safety?
I, knowing Castle Road though, being quite small, and the car park being next door, I do worry the vehicular access for building, whatever sort of goes there. I do think there's going to be quite a bit of disruption there for that reason. I know it's not a,
Seems like quite a big development for quite a small space.
And so you've also got the narrowing of the road as you come up, you've got the house, and then you've got the narrowing of the road where you've got, I'm trying to think what that building that's now been converted into flats that used to be a health facility of some description, wasn't it? So as you're coming up from the high road, the road is really narrow and then suddenly it opens up a bit. So construction is going to be a proper tricky bit of business.
Any objections to it? No, not to the town council, it might be
On the actual planning board.
yeah. Yeah, it looks like some like. Yeah, there's been a couple, insufficient drainage, noise, that kind of.
I'd be inclined to object, to propose that we object on the grounds that it's, quite overdeveloped for that small area, the access, as well to be, and the fact that they've got to demolish a row of, are they the same row of houses, or the houses in that street, they're all the same, the semi-detached houses, but they're going to knock those down and change them.
It's a mismatch of different properties down there.
Have you got a picture of what they propose the front to look like, the streets then?
I have a look for you.
Thank you.
That's what they're classing as their street scene, that's existing up the top.
Vice Chair. They've got, the dwelling at the front, they're gonna rebuild once they've knocked it down, so it's actually the edge of the building, if you see on the plan there, and they're literally driving past it, there is no, so it's really tight. I'm not sure about, emergency access and all that sort of stuff.
Actually, I think that this has been objected to before, because this has come up with in various different things, so, I mean, we can object to it because it's been refused before.
yeah, I do have contact with some of the people living there because I'm also trustee at the Cedar Centre.
Yeah.
And I know what's been objected to there. I know there are a lot of people that have put objections in to the original. And I'm not sure if they know about this section or.
I don't think that we can support this, but it's whether we actually object to it, on any of the grounds that we've got.
Can you visit back a bit? Yeah, so that you're going, so that we can.
This way?
Yeah, so that they've got, those buildings there, 27 and 29 Castle Road. Then the access to Castle Road car park. And then if you go along, that's the access to their proposed development at the rear. So that would, I would imagine, that would have to be stipulated that it's a certain width anyway to allow emergency vehicles down there. So whilst that may be a concern, I don't think planning would go through if it hasn't got that.
think it's general overdevelopment at the site.
I think they're putting the bin store down the side there as well.
It looks like it,
The
that
the bin men aren't going to be able to get down there. They're going to have to bring it forwards for them.
That's how it is at present up the top.
Yeah.
So this is the access.
Yeah. I think I'd like to suggest that we object, to the layout and density of the development proposed. Unless anybody's got anything else.
Oh, can I? That says, proposed house approved under application. So has that one already been, is that, for the house at the front, has that been, that's already been approved? So it's literally,
Must have been approved.
so it's literally the infill at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whilst that's aren't ideal, the planning as it is at the moment, I just have concerns that it doesn't matter if we refuse or not, this will go through because this is housing for people, which we all know chasing numbers at the moment. So personally, I don't object to a rejection or a refusal, but yeah, I'm not convinced, so I'm going to abstain purely because I can't delivery. Any other thoughts?
Has there been any objection noted from the care home? Do we know?
There's a few objections on the,
Because I know they would be
parking, etc. Yeah.
The residents in the area are objecting.
Got a number of things which people in the area objected. There's insufficient draining, loss of light, loss of privacy, overlooking, loss of trees, vegetation, loss of view, noise and disturbance, overdevelopment, parking, poor design, poor layout, overdevelopment, protection of wildlife, to name a few.
And I think they've reduced the amount. I think originally it was about 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's
down to
fine,
the-
but that's not
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
length.
Yeah.
So I would like to propose that we do object or say that we don't support it, because the layout and density of the development proposed are not sort of.
Yeah.
And to support our residents that are objecting from the area as well. I can have a second, do that, thank you, councillor Page. In favour? And we've got an abstention.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on to 27 Eastview Drive. Demolition of conservatory, rear extension. No issues there? No?
Yeah.
Done the land north of Hambro Close. Now we're on to Arterial Road, Star UK Rayleigh, proposed illuminated totem sign. The Arterial Road. It's
It's Chelmsford Road then, shouldn't
Get the.
in Wheatley.
Yeah, it's, I'm assuming this is the development site down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the whole site, the site down there, the garages, the screw fix, all those.
At the fair, Glen.
Fairly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
can't see any.
I didn't object to that, sure, because there was indeed other totem sign there, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Agreed.
agreed. Positive Clarence Road, close single story rear extension, well, there's nothing to say there. Land, single story building to the use as a cafe at the end of the little parade shops in Hambro Hill. Can't really see any issues with that.
They're building a new little building.
There's quite a piece, substantial bits of land there that I'm sure they've got.
Garages there at the moment, which they're effectively,
Tidy up.
Yeah.
so it's
Okay,
between.
no objections?
Agreed.
Additional parking was put in there a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So that-
yeah, so it's, yeah. Moving on to 57A Victoria Road, First floor extension with roof lights, again. I can't see any issues there. 116 Leslie Road, hit gable, flat roof, Richard. Back into the main issues again. Place existing flat roof, pitch roof, again, this is on 16 Southwood Gardens. Don't think there's any issues there.
No, that's great.
3 Grange Gardens. Flat roof, no,
Fine.
no, thank you. 24 Ball Lane, single story side extension. Okay. 31 Southview Close. Existing side construct parts. Again, I can't see any issues there. Yeah.
Can I just make a note, all these ones that we're saying we've got no issues, for anybody that's, looking in.
Yeah.
Without having a background, we're not supporting or objecting.
It's based on the information provided to this planning committee, we have no objection.
So if no members of the public have come to make a recommendation, we're just not making any
Yeah,
comment.
we just
on
have-
it, but if they were, we
Yeah.
would.
And last but not least, item number 6. Is this still, I assume this is the
Definitely.
second one of
Or the,
opposite,
yeah, in the flower bed.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we already had objections going in via solicitors
Yeah.
on this one, so I don't think there's anything more to say other than we've already got objections against this proposal.
We're not happy with it.
Objections going in by another committee.
The town park is liaising with the solicitor at present over it and on the suitability of other sites. And then it gets reported back to the King George Committee and obviously been taken to full council as far as required. Yeah.
This isn't the King George one, is it? This is outside of.
But
Yeah.
the flower bed is still part of the King George.
So it's on the pavement by,
It's our bed, we maintain it.
right.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's on the pavement.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on the pavement at the
Ah.
edge.
Yeah.
We are already objecting to this development by the solicitor that is objecting to the one in King George's. So
Just let that take its course, Chair.
I think we have to let it take its course.
Yeah.
It should come back either ultimately to us or to the Environment Committee, but objections are already registered and action is being taken against this site.
Yeah, so the whole.
Wasn't there,
I think it's make it look like a tree.
wasn't the clerk going to look into the feasibility of them doubling up on one?
Yeah.
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 This is all, I say, all in hand as far as I'm aware, and that's what we were told of recently. Okay, members, thank you very much for your support. We'll close the meeting. Make yourself to the meeting.
Just mountain.